Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode, we dealt with the aftermath of the events that proceeded from our defeat of Innocence, the final Light Warden, and the absorption of its ether. We were unable to contain the light. Emet-Selch took the Exarch, and so we were back at the Crystarium trying to sort out what to do. Kind of had conversations with the citizens, the residents of the Crystarium to see where they were at, and got a bit of a pep talk from both Ardbert and Feul, and then had a chat with Lena, and she revealed the existence of the Umbilicus, the private chambers of the Exarch, who we now know is Grahatia from the Crystal Tower storyline. Makes sense. And so once we went into the Umbilicus, we got a big old cutscene info dump where we figured out exactly kind of what really went down. That Grahatia is actually from 200 years in the future, and thanks to research done by Sid and further developments by those who came after, over the course of a couple of centuries, they were able to work out a process where they could not only jump from the source to one of the shards, but also traverse time as well, and then that would allow them to jump to the first before the first was rejoined to the source, which is what precipitated the 8th Umbral Calamity. And so, they put this whole plan into motion, and so, which ultimately led to our summoning and the Scions being summoned over here as well. And so, and Eorzea was kind of brought in as an accomplice to kind of hide the Exarch's true identity and all that sort of stuff, because he planned to take the light of the Light Wardens and flee into the rift and die, which didn't happen. Which is why, our character is in the predicament that she is in at the moment. Basically, being a Light Warden in all but, in all but name, I guess. I'm not sure that's the right expression, but I guess it works. So, what that eventually led us to is to figure out how to get to the Tempest, which we were going to just kind of fly out here on an Amuro and figure it out when we got here. But Eorzea had an idea where we would enlist the support of a Fey entity that turned out to be Bismarck, a giant whale. Similar to the Bismarck, primal from the source. And with a little convincing from Feul, he flew us out here and dumped us at the seafloor of the Tempest and gave us a big old bubble of air so that we don't have to swim everywhere. But that is probably going to present some issues for the denizens of these areas, particularly these guys, the Ondo. So, we said search for anything unusual on the Norvrant slope, and this is the unusual person that we are going to need to talk to. So, let's go ahead and have a chat and see how they're doing. Not so good by the looks of it. It just gasped and ran away. Okay. Well, let's follow. And here is the village of the Ondo, which, we know from the source as the Sahagin. And that's a big ol' aetheryte, which I've already attuned myself to. Alright, well there's the Ondo youth. The finless ones, they followed me. Why have you come? Was it you who took away our water? Well, yeah, kinda. Ah, so this is where the Ondo make their home. I had wondered. Pray forgive us any inconvenience we have caused. We were not aware your people lived here in the Tempest. We need this great dome of air that we might conduct a most urgent search, and thus beg you for your understanding. Chieftain, what are we to do? Are you emissaries of the Ancient Ones? The mysteries have stirred. We have seen the illuminated land shining through the gloom of the abyss. If you are the emissaries, the chosen, I bid you welcome. If you are not, I bid you leave. I am not sure I understand. Would you be willing to elaborate? I guess not. It would seem not. I suggest we withdraw for the moment. So, what's the plan? Given your condition, I am reluctant to suggest lingering here. That said, our presently meandering search would proceed far more swiftly if we could call upon the Ondo's local knowledge. Yes, I'd like to know more about this illuminated land that Chieftain spoke of. Could it be Emmett Selk's stronghold, do you suppose? Perhaps he lit the lanterns upon his return? We cannot dismiss the possibility, but if these Ondo refuse to speak with us... Ayame, do you remember my first scheme for entering Gilmore? How I had planned to ingratiate myself by offering lucrative trading opportunities with the Ondo? The individual I dealt with was reticent in manner and curious in custom, but we were able to reach an agreement nonetheless. I believe that with the right approach we can build a similar relationship here. What kind of approach did you have in mind? That chieftain fellow didn't leave us many options. If we are to tread the swiftest course, then we must needs locate its beginning. 'Tis plain our all-too-dramatic arrival have thrown this settlement into confusion. Were we to solve such problems as we have caused, and assure our hosts thereby that our purpose here is not inimical to them... Inimical? Inimical. They may yet prove amenable to reason. I smell chores. But very well, if it can be done quickly. What do you think? I have nothing better to offer, but I do worry what will happen if the Ondo's tales end up leading us to a dead end. I cannot say for a certain, but I sense this tribe has a deeper connection to the Asians than first meets the eye. It warrants further investigation, thus I cast my vote in favor of aiding the settlement for the time being. Alright. We will make allies of the Ondo. Very well. Then it is settled. You still pray proceed with your investigation. The rest of us will see about fostering some goodwill. Alright. Alphino here has something to say. Ayame, you won't believe who I've just bumped into. This is Posh Owen? The very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Yulmore. I awaited, and you did not come. The mistel came, but his visits did not continue. I am truly sorry, Posh Owen. Things did not proceed as planned. Is there aught we can do for you by way of an apology? Perhaps. Where the dry return, a cavern to the north, is home to giant crabs. We do not fear the crab, for we are the swifter swimmers. But now there is no water. We run, and they scuttle close behind, snipping and snapping with their claws. There are too many of them. Too many. I believe I can be of assistance there. And what of you, Ayame? If you've not found a task, you are most welcome to join me. Indeed, I should appreciate the company. Where the dry return has a rather ominous ring to it. Alright then, it appears to be to the north. And I also figure at some point here it's going to open up the side quests. And since I'm already level 80, all I need is the Ether Current side quest. Don't need to do any of the other ones. I think that crevice in the wall up there is where we're headed. Indeed. Alright, there are our blue swimmers. Let's get the chocobo out and get to work. We need to defeat 3 of them. Because, of course, we do. Alright, well that's 2 down. These things go down pretty quick. Alright, there we go. And easiest way back is going to be to just teleport. I can afford the 100 gil. You could crack their shells? You must be stronger than you look. I see you've reached your quota first again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I would say we have reduced the local crab population to a far less threatening number. My thanks to both of you. You must have a reward. Nay, posh Owen. This was to be a part of my apology to you, remember? Besides which, the lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. Might I convince you to tell us something about your village instead? I would very much like to learn more of you and your people. Very well. Before the flood came, it is said that our ancestral home was found in the seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were out hunting survived. They swam, aimless and lost, until they spied buildings here on the ocean floor. Strange buildings they were, and long had they stood under the water, yet somehow they had been spared the scars of time and current. These structures provided shelter for my people, protection from the tempest's turbulent waters and the predators which hunted within them. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first settlers pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided their course, and from this did they discern the truth. That the ancients had chosen us to serve as caretakers of their eternal sanctuary until such time as they returned. Thus, if it is judged that your coming and this great vanishing of water was by the ancients' design, you will find warm welcome here. A truly astonishing history, yet I cannot help but wonder, how will the significance, or otherwise, of our arrival be decided? The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to bring us the same, there will be no doubt in the matter. It would seem our earlier decision was the correct one. We thank you for the lesson, Posh Owen. And we'll continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire our help with any other trouble, pray do not hesitate to ask. We should return to the task at hand. Only do not try to overexert yourself, my friend. The risk far outweighs the gain. Alright, yep. There are all the side quests. Gemstone Trader. I don't think I have near enough gemstones for... No. I need 32 more gemstones. Basically, I just need to do 3 fates. But I will do that off screen. Alright, let's talk to you, Stola. Ah, Yame. Have you learned aught of note? Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. Alright, let's go see what she has in mind. So either at some point the sea level was a lot lower, or this land was much higher. Because these buildings don't look like they were built by an underwater race. Alright, now there are 2 tasks I would have you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement and note their most distinctive characteristics. For the second, I wish you to use this knife to take scrapings from one of the remnant walls. Pray be as thorough as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigations. Very well. Here's a survey point. Inspect the structures of the Ondo cups for distinctive features. You may move the camera as well as... Yeah. Okay. Typical... distinctive features. I say that window is distinctive. The tall, slender towers feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have seen nowhere else. Alright, and then we need to use the knife to collect scrapings from the remnant wall. Alright, there's the mithril knife. You set the point of the knife against the wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. So built out of some tough stuff, it would seem. And what have you discovered? Yeah, so I'd agree that the windows are most distinctive. It would seem the structures appear the same to both your sight and mine. And you say you could not so much as scratch the wall, even with all your might behind the blade? Ayame, everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn by peculiar materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings I had you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you it is nothing of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even the Ronkin Empire, once the greatest power in Norvrant, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. That sounds suspiciously like concrete. But if not the Ronkins, then who? Who are these ancients the Ondos claim as the architects of their sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies with the reason Emmett Selk withdrew here to the Tempest. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortals would struggle to reach, but there are many such remote locations. Why here, specifically? Emmett Selk is devoted to his role, and thus we might assume his choice of stronghold somehow serves the Ascian agenda. Or mayhap it is a place more dear to him than any other. Are you saying this was built by the ancient Ascians? That is my theory, that these structures are remnants of a time before history, of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first they might have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of the mural in the Katana Ravel. Ulmet presented it to me during my visit to Fanov, after our victory in Calusia. Here, in the first scene, by Emmett Selk's own words, it depicts a city of eons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarities between the towers and those you have just inspected? Somewhat. We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, one which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I have seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east, and the south held no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. We may view the mural at any time during this quest by using the relevant key item. The quest destination will not be displayed on the map. We must search for a structure which resembles the buildings in the mural. I just happen to know exactly where it is. But, you know, if you head in the direction suggested, it should jump out at you. Let's try to avoid any combat here. There we are. That looks like the tips of the spires from the picture. Somewhat. Aye, this is the mural writ large. Though I cannot guess at its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much of the tower's height lies hidden beneath the ground, I wonder? Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins, countless layers of dust and settlement. An entire civilization, and its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Asians. And yet it did exist. They lived here, in this city. Let us focus on what we've learned thus far. The Ondo chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes this phenomenon related to the ancients' return. Thus can we surmise that what the Ondo saw shining in the abyss was, in all likelihood, yet another remnant of this age-old civilization. And who else would light the lanterns, as Reen put it, than Emmett Selk himself? 'Tis almost certain he is there. Alright. Oh, I'm going to talk to Y'shtola here. But if we are to find this stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Ondo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. Alright. So next, thank you for assisting me with my investigations. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands that we make all reasonable haste. If you are not too weary, it may be useful to speak with Posh Owen again, and ask if there is aught else he is willing to divulge. Alright, I'm guessing we're going back to town. Though I might actually just venture a little bit further south here, just to discover the location, because that gets you... Well, it would get a pile of EXP if I were less than level 80. I mean, I guess I could have switched to another job, like samurai or something. Alright. Let's see if there's anything else we can do. Ah, Alphino's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the Walls of the Forgotten? I think I've just come from them. The remnants of the Northwest? Yes. You visited them unbidden? Could be that your footsteps were guided by the ancients? Excuse me. I believe it may be so. Listen then, and I will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a finless craftsman to shape for us a sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grinold. You'll find his workshop in a metal structure to the south. Ah, I believe we've heard that name. So this is where he ended up. Somehow. So, he's down south here. And that is a structure that bears a striking resemblance to the architecture of the Crystarium. And there would be Mr. Grenold. Oh, that's just great, that is. Me mind's playing tricks on me now. Look, Grenold, someone's come to visit ye at the bottom of the bleeding ocean. Or might be as you're a ghost, eh? Go on, Foulshade, feast yourself on me rotten soul. I've got no use for it. A craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a Doman hammer. And that's an insult to the bloody sea slugs. Grenold appears to be suffering from a crushing bout of self-doubt. Maybe you can help psych him up. Alright, so we need to use the psych emote to encourage him. Eh? You wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would ye, spirit? Not what you'd expect from a servant of the netherworld. Are you Grenold, then? Aye, though I wonder how you bloody well found me. This here's meant to be me underwater sanctuary. A place where I can give myself over to me work, far from the distractions of the outside world. And yet, here you stand. Now, what's so damned important you dive all the way to down to the bottom of the bleeding tempest to bother me? Ah, the Ondo's lamp. God's cursed me empty head. I've not so much as made a start. I'm worth less than a sea slug, nay, the slime left by a sea slug. Me delivery date's long past, me workbench is untouched, and I call myself a bleedin' artisan. You've heard their beliefs, have you? Bringing light to them ruins will be an act of deep religious and cultural significance. And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion, but I just can't bloody well... Yeah, me mind's a bleeding blank. It's like I pissed away my last drop of inspiration. Tell me you've got something to show me. Something will give me a muse right good kick up the arse. I mean, muse a right good kick up the arse. He's got a odd speech pattern. The Ondo want to honor the coming of these ancients, so their answering lights got to blaze with the light of a kind of brightness, like the spark of life caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly's not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship endured. You know what I mean? Your thoughts turned to Brandon and the crystal you discovered at the end of his journey. Maybe Grenold could find inspiration in that, and this is where you would be stopped if you hadn't finished your role quests. My chocobo. Alright. Well, we just so happen to have something. I let the Ondo down, aye, but more than that, I've let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles. Yep, we're going to show him the crystal. What's that you've got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter in the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. Aye, I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. Ah, you'd never capture such a gleam, not if you labored 100 years. But bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where are me tools, gods damn ye? I must set to work before the feeling fades. Alright. The illuminated land. Okay. I can feel it. A vision forming in me mind. Step aside, lass, and let me itching hands get to work. And done. Well, that was fast. I've taken the wonders of that crystal showed me and channeled them into a new shape what befits the Ondo's spiritual character. That's impressive. Not a bad job, if I do say so myself. And to think, I was this close to hanging up my hammer after studying the craft of them ancients. I went across the length and breadth of Norvrant and gobbled up every scrap of craft and wisdom what I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, me work was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. A mystery for the ages, that's what drew me down here in the first place. I built me workshop, got the forges burning, then lost me bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal of yours, or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. The echoes of the memory it holds just speak directly to your heart. I can still feel them coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away, it's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance, and I reckon I can weave the crystal saga into other things as well. But bugger me, I'd almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Tolsh Ath for me, I'll stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. So he gives you your level 80 relic or artifact sets. You now have access to Grenald's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quests we have completed. Well, we finished all of them. Alright, so we have Warrior and Dark Knight gear. Now, none of this is as good as what I'm currently wearing, but I might want to use it for its looks. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of this. Alright, and I'll go ahead and take a look at those, probably off screen, and decide if I want to use them for glamour purposes. Alright, we need to deliver the lamp to Tolsh Ath. I probably should just teleport it, but that's okay. We'll ride on over. Alright, here we are. Let's deliver the lamp. What is it that you have there? I have your lamp you ordered. The sacred lamp? Then the finless one has kept his promise? My people tell me that the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups And now you come to me bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. In a manner of speaking, yes, it was, actually. Yes, the time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
I thought you were always watching.
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? It was Brandon's then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
All right. So we now have leave to go enter the illuminated land. But I think we're going to go ahead and stop here for today. And I'll go ahead and take care of some business. Get that side quest done. Get my fates taken care of. Get the ether currents, which I haven't gotten yet. And then we'll proceed on into the trench and see what this city is that the Ondo are talking about for next episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.